Hey, what's up folks? Welcome to Digital Marketing Mixology. My name is Leo, and today we're going to talk about Google Ads. One of the most common questions that I receive as the head of PPC or SEM here at Infront is how much would it cost me to run a campaign on Google Ads? But first, please share, subscribe. Otherwise, the producers of the Digital Marketing Mixology will send me back to where I came from, California. The answer to that is very complex because it pretty much changes from industry to industry. For example, some industries have a higher cost per click, which will require higher budgets. For example, if you're trying to advertise for a personal injury lawyer in Los Angeles, which is a highly competitive industry, you could expect to allocate dozens of dollars for your ad spend on Google Ads just because the clicks are so expensive. The higher the competition is, the more expensive the clicks are. So by nature, you will need to allocate greater budget towards your advertising. Now, say you're advertising specialty hamster food, or I don't know, you're a producer of some sort of a specialty electronic components, right? So naturally, for those industry, the search volume will be lower and the competition will be lower, meaning that the clicks are going to be lower as well. So you could probably get away with a lower budget. The more common the product is, the highly competitive the industry is, probably it's going to cost you more to advertise. Competition usually drives a higher cost per click, or CPC, meaning that if we want to achieve greater traction for our campaigns, we will need to work with a greater budget. Now, what is a greater budget? It all depends on the industry and how much is the average cost per click. Now, some folks are, desperate for an answer. Give me a hard number. So usually, based on what I've seen in the past, 2 years alone, I suggest most of the clients of most industries to start with a budget that is not smaller than, say, $500 to $750 a month. Now, those budgets pretty much going to give us some leeway, enough beef to work with in order to provide results and conversions at a good CPA. CPA stands for cost per acquisition, or in other words, how much a conversion, right, cost us. So for example, if we're selling televisions on our website and running Google Ads campaigns for those televisions, and someone purchased a television by clicking on the ad and eventually completing a purchase on the website, that cost us something, right? So that's something, that number, eventually, which is very easy to calculate. Take all your total cost or your ad spend divided by the number of conversions, and you can pull the numeric number of the CPA and how much it costs you to obtain a conversion. So the lower the number is, the better. The higher it is, most likely the larger ad spend you'll need to work with. Now, sometimes we do work with the lower budgets, but the thing is, with a lower budget, there's that much exposure that we can get for our ads. So as long as we're setting the expectations with our clients that, hey, you're working with a very small budget, don't expect tons of clicks or tons of conversions, right? We can probably work with that. But then again, there's not a set number that is required, because Google say that they can work pretty much with any budget. Obviously, the higher the better, but the rule of thumb pretty much is consistent. We have two options. Either do it ourselves. If you have the knowledge and the expertise, you can do everything yourself. You can set up those campaigns by yourself and manage them yourself and be in full control over the various parameters of the campaigns and follow Google's recommendations, which in most cases are not the greatest and could lead to an increased CPA and cost per click. Or you can hire an agency or someone like us to manage those campaigns on your behalf, and that's what we are specialized in. Now, the management fees for our agency start from around $600 and up, depending on the industry, depending on the ad spend, depending on the goals as well, and they kind of go up from there. Usually, the more competitive the industry is, the higher the management fees are, simply because we will need to spend more time into the management, ongoing adjustment, testing, and just to make sure that we're competing properly against competitors. So that's pretty much it.
Have yourself a great day!